What's up, y'all? How everybody doing? I hope everybody doing good because I am. Shout out to the notification gang. Shout out to the Payal gang. If you in the chat, thumb your boy up and let's put this in the algorithm because I got a whole lot of tea to give you, Jack, and this exclusive tea too. Cause I found out some things about Rose Month that I ain't even know all of this was going on, bruh. Look, check this out what I found out, right? I was doing some online research. Some told me, you know what I'm saying, go look up the detectives and stuff, you know what I'm saying? So I started looking at the detective that was on the Kenneka Jenkins case. How about, man, some of the police officer is connected to Hollywood and they connected to a police series. You see what I'm saying? It's a TV show and everything. The police is connected to police shows in Chicago, bruh. I ain't even know that. And then look, make it so bad. I'm tracing these detectives. They coming back to mystery murder dinner parties. And I'm like, why this stuff popping up at a murder mystery party? Cause they known for throwing murder mystery hotel parties. Just in general, you know what I'm saying? Rosemont, regular people, you know what I'm saying? But and then guess what else I found out? These people been covering up murders. They done knocked off the Murr sons. Bruh. Man, all them detectives, bruh, it's so much tea on these people, bruh. I'm like, whoa. Look. Now look. I looked up him. Right? Now look. Don't y'all, if y'all look up this detective, he related to the Murr in Chicago. I don't know. I might got the story wrong, but it's a police off. This detective right here got to be related to the Murr or something, cause Rosemont end up killing him. The son named Richard Daly or something. It was a murder named Richard Daly. And his son got killed by some police officers. They covered up the murder. It was so big. I was like, whoa. And then everybody knows Detective Walsh, right? Look, everybody knows Detective Walsh, right? Look. Hold on, y'all. Look, they even it was look, these a couple that were working for Rosemont. They was so corrupt. Rosemont was so corrupt. Whatever this couple was going through, cause they was they worked for Rosemont. All of a sudden, the wife and the husband all of a sudden died. Now look, I'm finna go to this. This Detective Walsh, right? Look, he been having lawsuits. Watch this, 250,000. These were all the officers that was in on this incident that was reported at 4/25/2004 at the West Dirksen station. These is all the officers right here that was involved with the shooting of the Murr son. Look, you got the police here in the group was near the division Wells Street in April of 2004 when they encountered a group including Ricardo Vanico, the nephew of Dan Murr. Oh, there was the nephew of Richard M. Daly. You see what I'm saying? The group got into a verbal argument and suddenly shots him. You know what I'm saying? Look. Here go the whole incident report. Look, this over here by the hood. Look, check this out. He worked on the Kenneka Jenkins case. Look, if you read this, right? Here go all the police officers that was involved. Bruh. You see what I'm saying?
David Koschman was walking with a group of people near Division and Wells Streets in April 2004, when they encountered a group that included Richard Kenneka, a nephew of then-Mayor Richard M. Daley. The groups got into a verbal argument. Suddenly, without provocation, Kenneka punched Koschman in the face, knocking him to the ground. Koschman hit his head on the pavement, resulting in skull fractures and massive internal bleeding. Within hours of the incident, Daley, or a close associate, learned about Kenneka's involvement and reached out to high-ranking police department officials who immediately stopped the investigation. Koschman never regained consciousness and died in the hospital about 2 weeks later. His death was ruled a homicide and the investigation was reopened. Detectives changed and fabricated reports and concealed evidence from witness statements in order to minimize or hide Kenneka's involvement and portray Koschman as the aggressor. The reports were used by the Cook County State's Attorney's Office to avoid bringing criminal charges against Kenneka. In 2011, a new investigation was ordered by then-SUPT Jody Weiss, but detectives once again fabricated information and conspired with Daley's office and the state's attorney's office to
Now keep this in mind. Now look, y'all see that last name, Wise? That's the same last name that Roland Weiss got, right? The Roland Weiss. Now you got Jody Weiss. That's your funeral home connection right there. Look, that's your funeral home connection right there, bruh. Look, check this out.
ensure that Kenneka wouldn't be charged. In 2012, a Cook County judge appointed a special prosecutor in the case. After he was indicted, Kenneka pleaded guilty to involuntary manslaughter.
Check this out, gang. So now that's your connection with the funeral home. Roland Weiss, you got Jody Weiss. Jody Weiss is related to the funeral home that was in the freezer. You know, when they perpetrate him like he was the coroner, but he was really the funeral home. You know what I'm saying? So now you see that you got your funeral home connection, you know what I'm saying? But it probably ain't got nothing to do with this with this misconduct file when it comes to the murder and the nephew. But the same people is connected. So now look, watch this. Here go two other police officers that's in the Kenneka Jenkins file. Look, they reckon the law firm recognized the corruption in Chicago as far back, and it's phenomenal how there is trouble trending in the Chicago Police Department, allow police officers to break law again and again and remain on the force. Look, sometimes they reported two police officers, you know what I'm saying, city internal corruption, Officer Richard Rizzo and Denny P. Silver. Rizzo has arrested 4 times in several years by his own colleagues. Amongst his crimes include domestic battery, aggravated assault with a gun, and child endangerment. 4 charges were dropped against him after he continued to work for the department as a 15-year veteran on the force, making more than $80,000 a year. In fact, actually, no public record is this showing was Risco with this discipline for the violation of the CPD rules and regulations. Such disciplinary action is such to be taken if an officer break the law or otherwise discredit the department. You see what I'm saying, guys? Look, this finna get even more creepy. Watch this. Risco amongst another fraternity of police officers who continue to work for the department after repeated run-ins with the law, not guilty, allowed the employees felony, although charges with misdemeanor, theft, burglary, assault seems to be no problem. And keep this in mind, the same mayor of Ron Emanuel, that's the one that gave Andrew Holmes the reward on the Steve Harvey show. The Harvey hero, when Andrew Holmes was on the Harvey show and accepted that award. So now look, a police officer, a 9th person panel of the mayor appointment member, they finally said in the firing of the CP officer, formerly Superintendent Jody Wise. You see what I'm saying? They said he tried to get 66 officers fired during his 3-year stint. However, the board fired only 19 of them. No superintendent has ever brought Risco before the board of disciplinary. In fact, they had enjoyed 7 pay raises since the first arrest in September 2005. Man, they been doing corruption way years and years before this Kenneka situation. 1 month after that, he was arrested. You guessed it, domestic violence after grabbing his girlfriend by the throat, began to strangle her. She found in her bedroom, which Risco kicked in the door and before the police arrived. His next arrest in 2011 came to the endangerment of child when he was accused of leaving his 8-year-old daughter alone home for about 3 hours. When the police interviewed him a week later, he didn't ask how his son was doing. Only his job would be is affected by the arrest. Look, here go another officer, Danielle Silverman, pleaded guilty to racially charging crime without a Wisconsin bar, outside of a Wisconsin bar. So he was charged with a racial crime outside a bar in Wisconsin. Now look, keep this in mind how Wisconsin finna come into play with King Rob, Kilo Brown, and T.Y. Rowland, because T.Y. Rowland got ties to Wisconsin too. Because if you look at T.Y. location and King Rob location and look at their facial expression, they got to be related. You know what I'm saying? Cause he looked just like King Rob. He looked like King Rob when he was in his goddamn 20s. And now we finna connect all this to straight drop to the police all the way down to the goddamn president. So now look. So he started using racial slurs. Hold on, wait a minute. During which he broke a black man's right leg. Silver was drunk outside the bar when the man walked past him. So the man just simply walked past him and he started using racial slurs and threatened the man, who pulled out his phone to call the police. Silver then knocked him out on the ground, beat him until his leg was broken. Boy, he was suspended for 18 months, is now back on parole streets and making $78,000 a year. The president, come on, brother. Look. Hold on. Look, disciplinary action is not fair. Case in the point. Here go Lieutenant Walsh was awarded, promoted, enjoying over $100,000 a year, supervising detective on the north side. So look. So I'm like, well, damn, who he gonna be the lieutenant for? Cause at one time he was lieutenant for Rosemont, now he the lieutenant of the north side in Chicago. And then look, these people got their own investigating program, bruh. Look, these people got their own investigation program. I ain't even know that, how deep that go. So look, watch this. Check this out. Just a few years after being charged with a felony with sexual assault, he's the son of the former commander. So his role was reduced to a misdemeanor and never appeared in court. Bruh, Lieutenant Walsh was charged with sexual assault. And they used the clout to drop the charges. Well, to a misdemeanor. This is the same Detective Walsh that you seen in the police surveillance footage standing in the lobby on his walkie-talkie, and he was the commander at the time. He was the police commander. So now you got a high-ranking lieutenant on the scene. Cause remind y'all, you never seen a rookie police officer at the scene or the fire department. You never seen them people. Only detective you seen coming in, they didn't even work for Rosemont, bruh. They didn't even work for Rosemont. That's why other police officers was involved with the case. Cause I'm like, why outside of Rosemont you got other police officers investigating? Because all of them been dealing with corruption and covering up murder cases. So now look. Then they got, look, and then make it so bad, bruh. They even connected to law firms, cool with lawyers. So they playing the system. Look. Hold on. They always wrongfully arresting people. Philip Dunn is now suing for alleged accessory force to him being arrested. Davis claimed, you know what I'm talking about? What's the claim? Well, he was tased, arrested by, oh, no, this ain't got nothing to do. This some other stuff. Oh, my bad, gang. All right. So look, here goes the news article on the situation with the police. You see what I'm saying? Look, Chicago police tapped Koschman officer that was under investigation for training detectives. Now this how serious it get. Cause these people got a school where they can go to and you can learn how to be the detective. You sign up for it, you know what I'm saying? This is what all the this is what they did. Just say if you worked on the police force and you probably got fired and stuff. Somehow they came up with a program, a business dealing with investigation. Since they already got their license and stuff, so they founded their own company. And that's where all the crooked police officers come in and play it. Look, hold on, y'all. Look, y'all keep sharing. So this dealing with the mayor and the nephew with Lieutenant P. Walsh, who was accused of sexual assault at a gas station in Michigan, ended up pleading guilty to lesser charge, admitted slashing crucial case file. Cause look, they fellow officers. Bruh. So it was some personal thing going on with these folks, bruh. If these people is on the same police force and he ended up dead.
CPD tapped 2 Koschman officers who were under investigation to train detectives. Sergeant Samuel Cerrone is fighting a 1-year suspension from the Chicago Police Department over his role in the creation of a bogus police report that shielded former Mayor Richard M. Daley's nephew from criminal charges in the death of David Koschman. Yet over the past 3 years, the police department repeatedly tapped Walsh and Cerrone to lead on-day training courses for detectives on interviews and interrogations, homicide/death investigations, and police-involved shootings, records obtained by the Chicago Sun-Times show. And they kept being called on to teach detectives even after Special Prosecutor Dan K. Webb said he considered charging them with obstructing justice or official misconduct in the Koschman case. Webb ultimately decided he didn't have enough evidence to convict them and left it to City Hall to discipline them. Under the watch of former Supt. Gary McCarthy, Walsh and Cerrone jointly taught 11 pre-service and refresher training classes at the Police Academy for Detectives. The refresher classes were all for lead homicide investigators. Cerrone also taught 2 additional classes by himself. All but 2 of the classes were held while John Escalante headed the Detective Bureau, which oversaw the training sessions. Escalante is now the department's second-in-command after serving as Mayor Rahm Emanuel's interim police superintendent following McCarthy's December 1st firing.
Police spokesman Anthony Guglielmi had no explanation as to why Walsh and Cerrone were allowed to teach while under investigation, other than to say, supervisors within the entire Bureau of Detectives rotated through as class presenters. Walsh and Cerrone both carried clout in the police department. Each had received so-called merit promotions, bypassing the normal testing process. And both men's fathers also were Chicago cops. Walsh and Cerrone got involved in the Koschman case in January 2011. That was after the Sun-Times asked to see files on Koschman's killing, which had gone unsolved for nearly 7 years. Walsh told his commander he couldn't find the original files, many of which turned up 6 months later. Then Supt. Jody Weiss ordered a reinvestigation, and the case was assigned to detectives under Cerrone's supervision. On February 28, 2011, the Sun-Times published the first of dozens of stories about the police department's handling of the case, which Cerrone's detectives closed the following day, wrongly asserting that Daley nephew Richard R.J. Vanico had punched Koschman in self-defense. The Sun-Times investigation led to Webb's appointment as special prosecutor and Vanico's indictment for involuntary manslaughter, guilty plea and 60-day jail term. Webb also focused his investigation on the police officers and prosecutors who failed to charge Daley's nephew.
During Webb's investigation, Walsh and Cerrone teamed up as class presenters. starting with a pre-service detective training session on January 9, 2013, about a month after Veneco's indictment. 2 months later, the Sun-Times published a story detailing Walsh's 2004 arrest on a charge of criminal sexual conduct. He'd been accused of groping and licking a female gas station clerk. Walsh could have faced up to 15 years in prison if convicted of that felony charge. But the victim stopped cooperating with authorities, and Walsh ended up pleading guilty to 2 misdemeanors. He also was handed a 30-day suspension by then-suit Phil Klein. They taught another 5 classes between February and June 2014, all after Webb released a 162-page report on his investigation that cited Walsh 4 times as being involved with missing files from the Koschman case.
Webb found no evidence Koschman said that. But Walsh and Cerrone did teach one more class, on March 27, 2015, as Ferguson was still investigating them. The records obtained by the Sun-Times show. It's unclear why. After finishing his investigation in December, Ferguson recommended that 6 cops be punished, including Cerrone and Walsh. In February, Escalante moved to fire Walsh, who decided to retire at 52 and begin collecting his pension.
Tens of billions in weapons and munitions, feeding a bloody
Now look, so Walsh, so we don't know what's going on inside that police department for all these people to be shooting at each other, bro. This ain't nothing but colleagues killing other colleagues. Don't y'all know how many polices they claim they committed suicide? Bruh, I was looking at so many police officers, they were committing suicide back to back. One time, it was like 6 police officers commit suicide within 1 month on the same police force. So look, here it go right here. Now, it was a prosecutor that was on the case. And he was corrupt. He tried to get the people off on a charge he was hiding files. Don't y'all know this man just said forget the files and threw them away. These people couldn't even find the file because he sabotaged the file. So if you look at Walsh history, he been going at it with other police officers. They acting like gang members. And then you got Hollywood, got TV shows. They connected to the TV shows. No wonder why on MTV they had Paul Cilio, a Hollywood detective that used to be in law enforcement, end up getting fired and sued for wrongfully convicting black people, planting evidence. You see what I'm saying? So now look at this article, right? Let's read it out loud.
In early 2011, as the Chicago Police Department began reinvestigating a homicide involving a nephew of Mayor Richard M. Daley, a high-ranking cop had a secret meeting with the retired detective who didn't solve the case 7 years earlier, according to records obtained by the Chicago Sun-Times. The records show the meeting between Lieutenant Dennis P. Walsh, a homicide case supervisor, and retired Detective Ronald East Yager took place in January 2011, the same month Walsh reported Yager's original file on the David Koschman case was missing. Months later, that missing file ended up in a safe inside Walsh's northwest side bungalow, the Sun-Times has reported. There's no record of the meeting in police files that have been released on the Koschman case. Nor is there any mention of the meeting in the 162-page report released in February by Special Prosecutor Dan K. Webb on Koschman's death and 2 police investigations that found no cause to charge Daley nephew Richard J. R.J. Kenneka, who pleaded guilty early this year to involuntary manslaughter. Webb wrote that Walsh and Yager had exchanged calls and text messages over several months and then met at a North Side police station in June 2011. The revelation about the Walsh-Yager meeting in January 2011 is buried in one of 900 emails on the Koschman case released to the Sun-Times by Cook County State's Attorney Anita Alvarez's office under the Illinois Freedom of Information Act. Related, City Hall hasn't disciplined any Koschman cops. Alvarez received the email from the staff of City of Chicago Inspector General Joseph Ferguson on October 28, 2011, when their offices were reviewing the case prior to Webb's appointment. It contains a list of witnesses compiled by the Inspector General's office. According to Ferguson's witness list, Yager told IGO during interview that in January 2011, Walsh came to see him about the reinvestigation. Nothing else is noted about the meeting, including where or the date it took place, what was discussed, or why the 2 men met in person. Asked about the meeting during a brief phone interview last week, Yager, who retired with a pension from the police department in 2007 and now works as an investigator for Illinois Attorney General Lisa Madigan, said, "I have no idea what you're talking about."
Bruh, y'all hear this? Man, these folk clearly on another level, bruh. They meet, look, when I told y'all that you got the retired detective still investigating with cases they is not supposed to be reporting on. So it's clearly that Walsh meeting up with other officers, other detectives. They getting the story. They coming up with a narrative. They manipulating files, bruh, because the first prosecutor that was on the case was helping Walsh and them until they realized they were like, we got to get that prosecutor, you know what I'm saying, out the case. And the prosecutor end up, you know what I'm saying, quitting because they reopened the case. You see what I'm saying? They just don't want nobody to know what's the real truth or what the beef is really about. Come on, y'all. What the beef really gonna be about if you got 20 police officers out there? Then you got the Merles and nephews out there, and they just end up getting a fighting, bro, for what? It's gonna have to be job related, cause you know when you in a hostile environment and everybody crooked, it's gonna be high intentions over there. Cause you might gonna be getting away with this, but he getting away with this, and then but the way he getting away with this, it's making you look hot, and you want to tell him, bro, look, shit, things getting out of hand. You know what I'm saying? We got to straighten up, and you know you got people that have it so over top of the head, like, man, look, why stop now? Keep it going. Let's bring some more corruption in the city. But look, check this out.
About Walsh couldn't be reached. Ferguson's and Webb's offices declined to comment. The Walsh-Yager meeting has come to light as the 2 cops are facing a federal civil rights lawsuit filed by Koschman's mother Nancy Koschman that accuses them and others of engaging in an official cover-up and conspiring for more than a decade to keep Kenneka from being charged.
So this was exactly in the Kenneka Jenkins report. Everybody knows that report was made to cover up. And he the one that's leading the whole case. You see what I'm saying? He been accused of these crimes and done it again. In Rosemont, bruh, he did the same thing, concealing files. Rosemont was taking files down and uploading them. When they closed the case, they stopped uploading a whole lot of evidence after when they closed the case. Then you got a whole complete different file when the case closed. Now these people pull out a whole new case of files. And like, well, where these files come from? And then look, if he known for going to meetings, whole secret meetings, trying to come up and cover up crimes, what do you think he was doing with Miss Teresa and them when she said, yeah, we were going to the meetings and I'm telling him, don't show these photos to the public. And he was like, since the media is involved, and when he said the media was involved, it's only one person that I know that's in the media with 100-some thousand fan base, and that's Zach TV. And Zach TV is linked to the same police department. Zach TV got videos of him at the police department handing out gun locks, talking to juvenile kids. He all at their programs, bruh. And before he died, MTV was doing a documentary on Zach TV for whatever strange reason. You see what I'm saying? He did the same thing in the Kenneka Jenkins case, in this case, what we talking about. That's how he know how to cover up, throw meetings, get the people that was involved in there. Let's agree to this, because he knows something about a lawsuit, you know what I'm saying? Because that's how the way you can get away with stuff. If you corrupt the paperwork, then you got a lawyer, a civil rights lawyer, if he corrupt, and then you know the judge, and you know the judge corrupt, and everybody cool with the fake documents, the files that just going around in courts and all of this, so they done cover up a murder and change it to a wrongful death. Man, these folks know how to play the system, bro. Pay y'all, appreciate the cash app gang, y'all. Appreciate the cash app gang. Now look, check this out.
Charged. Also named in the suit are 18 other current or former members of the police department, including former SUPs. Phil Klein and Jody Weiss, Cook County prosecutors, including Alvarez and former state's attorney Richard Devine, and unnamed Daley family members. U.S. District Judge Rebecca Pallmeyer has scheduled a hearing for Thursday to consider motions by the defendants to dismiss the civil case. City Hall has hired 4 law firms to fight the lawsuit, one of them hired solely to defend Walsh. According to a City Hall spokeswoman, that's because, unlike the other officers, he was not assigned to either the original investigation or the 2011 investigation, and his involvement concerns the missing files. Walsh is among 6 current Chicago cops Webb considered charging with crimes over their handling of the second investigation in early 2011. But Webb decided he didn't have enough evidence under Illinois law to convict the 6 cops, including 2 officers he found had fabricated statements in police reports to portray Koschman as the aggressor during a drunken confrontation with Daley's nephew on Division Street near Dearborn in April 2004. A grand jury impaneled by Webb indicted Kenneka in December 2012, rejecting the conclusion by the police and Alvarez's office that the 6'3", 230-pound Kenneka hit the 5'5", 125-pound Koschman in self-defense. Before the grand jury completed its work, Webb turned over the evidence he'd gathered to the FBI, the Sun-Times has reported. Webb's staff told the grand jury the FBI requested the files, according to one grand juror, who spoke on the condition of not being named. Webb's staff didn't tell the grand jury about the Yaga Walsh meeting in January 2011, according to the grand juror. Walsh and the other officers involved in the Koschman case who are still with the department remain under investigation by Ferguson's office. Yager was one of 6 current and former cops granted immunity from prosecution to testify before the grand jury. Walsh, who had a limited grant of immunity, spoke only with Webb's investigators. His statements were later read to the grand jurors. Both Yager and Walsh have had run-ins with the law themselves during their police careers. In the mid-1980s, Yager was indicted by a federal grand jury that accused him and his partner of driving a drug dealer to sell cocaine to a buyer who turned out to be an undercover FBI agent.
What? What? Man, they riding around with dope boys making drug deals to undercover FBI agents? That's a shocker to me, because I ain't even know this. I ain't even know that, bro. Man, let's read some more of this stuff.
Agent. Both cops were found not guilty after testifying they didn't know the dealer was carrying cocaine and that he was an informant alerting them to the drug sale, which they were investigating. Yager never faced a police disciplinary investigation in the case.
So you mean to tell me they riding and got caught and the informant got drugs on them? Come on, bro. And they didn't know he had drugs. What they were going over there for? Sound like they were going over there to do a dope deal. Didn't even know this is an FBI agent. And he already an informant, so shit. He must been working for the FBI famous just to set them up in the trap to get them charged or something. See, now the fans already know what's been going on with this crooked stuff in Chicago. It's like it's so corrupt that it's so public that it done got normal to the media now. Like, we got another corrupt scandal, like, oh yeah, they doing it again. You know what I'm saying? But they just don't know how much money it's causing the taxpayers. It's coming out their pockets, bro. So they really ain't losing nothing. They making $100,000 a year. Just imagine all the bribes, and they getting paid up undercover with all these cover-ups. Now we see how Andrew Holmes will be in the play, talking about, yeah, he met up with the police chief, and you know what I'm saying? They showing him videotape. Listen to this.
Case. 10 years ago, Walsh was charged with criminal sexual assault, accused of groping and licking a gas station attendant near Kalamazoo, Michigan. He pleaded guilty to reduced misdemeanor charges, and the police department suspended him for 30 days. Yager worked on the original Koschman investigation while a detective in Area 3 on the north side. His involvement in the reinvestigation began when he called Walsh's detective division, also Area 3, on January 4, 2011. That was the same day the Sun-Times filed a request with the police department for records on the Koschman case. Prompted by the Sun-Times request, Walsh's boss, Commander Gary Yamashiroya, told him to find the original case file compiled by Yager in 2004. But Walsh said he couldn't find it. Yamashiroya then looked himself, finding a manila folder containing Koschman case reports in his credenza, but not the original Koschman homicide file, according to Webb's report. A meeting about the missing file was held January 13, 2011, in the office of Tom Byrne, the department's chief of detectives. Byrne's deputy chief of detectives, Constantine Dean Andrews, ordered the Koschman case reinvestigated. But Andrews gave the job to the Area 5 Detective Division, removing the case from Walsh and Yamashiroya, who were among 9 people at the meeting in Burns' office. Walsh has said he was told during this meeting to contact Yager, but Webb's report noted that no one other than Yamashiroya had the same recollection. Walsh stayed involved in the case, though it's unclear why or at whose direction. Over the next 2 weeks, Walsh called or texted Yager 3 times, according to phone records cited in Webb's report. Yager told the grand jury he didn't recall those calls. Walsh got an email update on the Veneco case on February 9, 2011, from James Gilger, the Area 5 detective heading the reinvestigation, according to Webb's report. Gilger told Walsh he expected the state's attorney's office would again decline to charge Veneco, the same as in 2004. On March 1, 2011, Andrews ordered the case closed. Walsh called Yager again on April 20, 2011, 5 days after Ferguson demanded the police give him all original detective interview notes from the David Koschman investigation. On June 28, 2011, Yager had a more than 4-minute telephone conversation with Area 3, and possibly Walsh himself, according to Webb's report. Yager later told grand jurors he had no idea who I spoke to that day. And Walsh said he didn't recall contacting Yager after January 2011. The next evening, Walsh reportedly found the original Koschman homicide file on a wooden shelf in the Area 3 Violent Crimes Sergeant's office, in a blue binder sitting on a shelf that had been previously searched, according to Webb, who wrote that some documents were missing from the file.
And look how many missing files we got in the Kenneka Jenkins case, bruh. That's all he know how to cover up stuff, is manipulate files, take missing, hide certain evidence. Come on, bruh. Everything lining up. Everything lining up. That's why, look. And now one of these police officers threw a press conference through the media. It was all the way through Facebook Live when people were recording them. So they had never had the intention to throw no press conference and everything, because they don't want to say nothing that would incriminate them on the news media outlet. But then they on Facebook still criminating themselves. So now look, we already know that Walsh, the police department, this ain't even half of the tea. They're just Walsh and then a couple of officers on Rosemont. Man, Trey ain't got Lenny, his brother, the police department. Look, check this out. I'm finna just play some of this and we gonna get down to it, y'all.
File. The following morning, Yager went to see Walsh at Area 3, where he reportedly found his Koschman working file in the detective's locker room in a box labeled with Yager's name on it, according to the Webb report. In an interview with Webb's investigators, Yamashiroya stated that it was both embarrassing and shocking that missing files, both the discovery of the original Koschman homicide file as well as Yager's working file, were turning up with little explanation for their sudden appearance. During his interview, Walsh told investigators that he was surprised that Yager gave him a second set of Koschman files only 1 day after the Koschman blue 3-ring binder had been discovered. The next day, July 1, 2011, Ferguson's staff interviewed Yager, who told them he'd had the face-to-face meeting with Walsh in January, according to the newly obtained witness list. The disappearing and reappearing case files in the Koschman case have led to policy changes within the police department, according to a police source. Since the Webb report was released, new policies have been implemented regarding homicide files to ensure the proper maintenance, the source said. All homicide files were moved to more secure locations, where there is also more controlled access. Further, an inventory was conducted to ensure that all other files were accounted for.
Now here go the prosecutor that was on the case. And look what he did. He threw away the files and then quit. Bro, look at all these people that's... Look.
The prosecutor who declined to charge former Mayor Richard M. Daley's nephew in the killing of David Koschman, and apparently threw away the case file, has left the Cook County State's Attorney's Office, the Chicago Sun-Times has learned. Darren O'Brien no longer works in the state's attorney's office. The state's attorney accepted his resignation letter approximately 6 weeks ago, said Sally Daly, a spokeswoman for Cook County State's Attorney Anita Alvarez. According to county records, O'Brien, 56, retired on December 30th, as Daly nephew Richard J. R.J. Vaneko was awaiting trial for causing Koschman's death. O'Brien had worked in the state's attorney's office since 1984, when he was hired under Daly, who was state's attorney before he became mayor. Vaneko, 39, pleaded guilty to involuntary manslaughter on January 31st, prompting Special Prosecutor Dan K. Webb to release a report that, among other things, criticized O'Brien for failing to charge Vaneko in 2004. O'Brien, of Palos Park, couldn't be reached for comment Monday. He was among 24 witnesses who testified before the grand jury that indicted Vaneko. Vaneko's Daly family relationship had no impact in forming my opinion that charges were not appropriate in this case, O'Brien told grand jurors on May 8, 2013. As chief of the state's attorney's felony review unit between 2001 and 2008, O'Brien has told the Sun-Times he personally handled about a dozen high-profile cases each year. Koschman's was among them. O'Brien attended police lineups on May 20, 2004, at Area 3 Detective Headquarters at Belmont and Western, where he interviewed Koschman's 4 friends and Vaneko's 3 companions who were with them. 2 bystanders also viewed the lineups. But O'Brien didn't interview those witnesses, saying he relied upon CPD reports for their versions of the confrontation between the 2 groups outside the late-night bars along Division Street on April 25, 2004. Although detectives had concluded that Vaneko had struck Koschman based on witness accounts, they wanted to see if any witness could pick Vaneko out of a lineup, something O'Brien said was absolutely necessary to establish the identity of any prospective offender. Witnesses said the biggest guy involved in the confrontation had punched Koschman in the face, and the 6'3", 230-pound Vaneko was significantly larger than his companions. But no one could identify Vaneko when he stood in the lineup alongside 5 cops, all who were bigger. O'Brien told grand jurors he could not conclude who punched Koschman, but whoever pushed or punched Koschman did so because they were acting in response to Koschman's aggression. Webb pointed out that even though O'Brien and CPD did not speak to Vaneko, according to O'Brien, he was nevertheless able to divine Veneco's actual state of mind. The state's attorney's office has no paper or electronic files of the Koschman case, even though O'Brien was required to create a felony review folder with information on the witnesses he interviewed. O'Brien had told his supervisors he didn't recall creating a file, according to Webb's report. But O'Brien told a different story to the grand jury. O'Brien further testified that after he completed the May 20, 2004, witness interviews, he likely brought the felony review folder back to his office to await further contact from CPD. Webb wrote, according to O'Brien's special grand jury testimony, he likely kept the Koschman folder in his office desk drawer for some time, but and nothing more happened in the case. He threw the folder away. In his 3 decades as a prosecutor, O'Brien, who made $116,349 a year, had been involved in several high-profile cases, including the Brown's Chicken Massacre.
Man, look. All I could just say, bruh, these people making hundreds of thousands of dollars. They make it's like all the corrupt officers, they making hundreds of thousands of dollars. And the people that's making like 30, 40,000, them nobody. Them people just probably in the dog of what's going on with the corruption in they police scandal. But it's a reason why you got these detectives making $100,000 a year, the mayor making $100,000 a year. Look at all this money these people generating. You see what I'm saying? Now I gotta look up the Brown's Chicken Massacre. I gotta look into that. Cause I ain't know these people been so corrupt. They worse than the gang them. They in and out of court work more than the gang is. So now check this out.
O'Brien, who made a failed bid for judge in 1998, is part of a political family. His first cousin James Boz O'Brien operates the Riley's Daughter Tavern at Midway Airport under a city contract. Another first cousin, Kevin O'Brien, is married to Patricia J. Cullerton, the 38th Ward Democratic committeeman whose family has been involved in city politics since before the Chicago fire of 1871.
Man, look how far you can go back to their family tree and see who all related. Look, you can see who all related, right? Let's go to this. Now look at these files. Now check this out, right? It wasn't even no fire department there, and it wasn't no regular police officer there. So guess what they did when it came to the police frequency? They knew we were gonna see law enforcement on the footage. Ain't nobody just looking at their badge and see what's they role when it is they detective, the real forensic people, you know what I'm saying? So look, they done came up with a police frequency with the police and the fire department, and they never was on the walkie-talkies on the goddamn footage. You see what I'm saying? So now y'all see that why would the police and the fire department would be on the same frequency talking about the Kenneka case over the walkie-talkie like this?
Are you in the lobby or anything? Negative, just front desk personnel. Can you see if they could radio her to be lost her? See if they could radio her and have her to meet us outside the lobby and let me know if they get a hold of her. 301 in the area.
So this all Detective Wall is doing. We need police frequency, and we just need to fake a call like we got police officers on the ground and they communicating with the fire department trying to locate Kenneka, and the fire department was never on the footage. I didn't see no fire department showed up when they ran in the kitchen. All of them is high-ranking police officers that down there making $100,000 a year that's been in the corrupt system for a while. And he did the same thing with the Kenneka Jenkins case when it came to the police officers that he was beefing with, withholding information. You see what I'm saying? Fabricating information. We got fabricated police call, fabricated narrative when they took the people's statement in the room just to fit the narrative in the surveillance camera with a fake Kenneka lookalike, bruh. And these people associated with Hollywood, they making TV police reality TV shows about these people character, bruh. You see what I'm saying? And then you know that's how some of these people in the hood be getting these roles when it comes to these television cop series. They play the gangbangers getting locked up and the police hunting for little snook, and they made a real show out this shit. You see what I'm saying, bro? Look at the dates. Since we already know what's going on, check this out, right? I told y'all I started the 36-hour footage from on September the 6th at 1:36 p.m. That's when the time gonna roll for me. Cause that's when they let me know somebody touched down and got a pocket ticket on the 6th at 1:36. So let me add the 36 hours. See what it leaves up to. It leaves up to a day and a half. Meaning, if it led up to a day and a half and something happened to Kenneka on the 6th, on the third shift, because nothing gonna happen to her on the second shift. It's gonna be on the third shift because that's who they all cool with. So on September the 6th, something happened that was going on the 7th. You see what I'm saying? Because you had witnesses saying that they saw Kenneka on the 7th, but not the 8th. So boom, something happened between that time going on 7. So boom, Kenneka could have been in danger. She could have been getting trafficking for them 36 hours. We don't even know that part. But I know she gonna be there and something happened for them to start a 36 hours investigation for a person that came up missing in the hotel and only stayed for 2 hours. Where the other hours come from? Starting out with September the 6th, the pocket ticket. You add that up, something happened between that 36-hour footage, and that's the reason why they had to book room 926 to get everybody to come to a party to just to release Irene video that were pre-recorded. So these people was at the party. Come on, bruh. Look, I'm tearing these folks' ass up, bruh. Look at the date, and y'all know it's gonna be a reenactment on the 9th, because you know nothing that happened to Kenneka on the 9th, because it already happened 36 hours. Within that 36 hours, it took them for 36 hours to cover the case up first. You got to cover the case up first, even before you think about a reenactment, bruh. So it took them 36 hours to do it, and now you got September the 9th, and now you got Miss Teresa on the phone perpetrating Kenneka still alive and talking to Irene, let's go to the party and all this, because we found out the real time when this text message was sent out. Talking about you want to go to the show, that wasn't even at 11 at night. That was earlier through the day. You see what I'm saying? That's like 5 and 6 in the afternoon talking about going to the shows and all of this stuff. Cause look at Kenneka, she wasn't even at the house. If you look at from Kenneka, she had to made it there from the 6th, and nobody didn't hear nothing from Kenneka again. Now listen to the dates in the police calls, fabricated.
4. All right, 600, 609, I got her with me in the lobby. All right, 10-4, we're headed up.
And don't y'all remember in the first of the investigation, guess who they said they found Kenneka first? In the investigation, guess who they said they found Kenneka in the freezer? Detective Walsh. Detective Walsh in the beginning say he was the police that found Kenneka in the freezer. Not the police, law enforcement. In the basement. That's what Walsh's statement was. But how you got Jerry on the footage walking with the assistant beverage manager and locating her? You see what I'm saying? That wasn't Walsh going into that freezer locating nobody. That was Jerry the last time I checked, badge number 601. You see what I'm saying? Look how when you lie, it's going to eventually catch up with you if you just study the lie. Study the lie and you'll find out what's the whole big lie about. Now look, gang, let's listen to this. They want us to believe this at 11. Look, they got people thinking these police officers sharing frequency with the police department trying to match up what they showing on the footage at 11:30 at night that's finna lead up to her discovery.
301. 301. Same shift music off of anything, I'll be 10-8. 10-4. 201, I got it. Go ahead. Still by the cafeteria or just... Go ahead, Jen. Yeah, there are numerous areas in this basement and it's also in the sub-basement. I don't know if you want to bring out the firehouse or have them do a secondary search behind us. There is research. Looking at numerous rooms, crevices, levels. All right, 10-4. I'll get them out here responding cold and then just pop up in the lobby and we'll make a plan. You still want me to stay outside with the family? Yeah, for now, Rick. Thank you.
So look, you mean to tell me, watch this game. This how they really screwed up. They said they found Kenneka on the southwest corner in the basement kitchen area. That's downstairs in the southwest corner. But the kitchen on the surveillance footage they claimed to pull her out the freezer is on the northwest corner of the kitchen. So you mean to tell me that's the kitchen on the north side where Kenneka was found in? Because that's the north side, right? But watch this. The southwest is downstairs on the southwest. So if everybody know how north, so that means, come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. It's like the kitchen they talking about downstairs is gonna be in the same area, but on the south side and not on the north side. Boy, they done look. In the basement, Walsh used his portable radio to advise Rosemont police and the fire personnel and Rosemont Dispatch they had located Kenneka Jenkins. Walsh advised that they seen and located Kenneka in a walk-in free southwest corner of the basement kitchen area. Walsh at this time advised further that Kenneka Jenkins was unresponsive and later pronounced dead on the scene. So here you got a commander. At the time, he was a commander. He was over the whole investigation. He in the lobby while you had the police allegedly searching downstairs. He the one with the white t-shirt. He was the one that was talking to Leonora. He was the one talking to Leonora, right? So look.
10-4. One to 600. Good. Just to confirm, the original room you guys checked was 926, correct? That is a yes. 10-9? Yes, 926 is the room that we checked. All right, 10-4. $600. Good.
Noise complaint, Carroll Court, need 2.
All right, take 201 and 31.
10-4, 201-31.
Go ahead.
It's going to be in the front of 10466 Carroll Court, 10466 Carroll Court. Complainant refused to leave any information besides loud music going on outside.
Now this supposed to be going on. Now look, now this going on in the parking lot when they talking about the noise complaint. This going on. But why Miss Teresa want to go along with, we was in that parking lot and we were telling them about a struggle on the 11th floor and they were grabbing binoculars trying to see what was going on the 11th floor. So what was the 11th floor all about at that time? Because we already know that Leonora was on the 11th floor, and we know Zach was on the 6th floor. You see what I'm saying? And then you got Zach in cahoots with the police when he do the events and programs with them, talking to the juveniles, giving away gun locks out there with the police when they do their little programs and stuff. And these the same damn near precinct that Zach be doing this for. So when you think about a cover up, that could be some of the main reason covering up too, cause Zach got a camera and then he got a contract with MTV. They want to do a documentary about him with the gangs and the rap. You see what I'm saying? And then look, watch this.
201-10-4. The 101, if you guys go up. We're trying to figure out what floor. It sounds like it's going to be the 13th.
Look, these people on the 13th floor, bruh. Now look, they on the 13th floor talking about the 11th floor. They let you know what's really going on at that time on the 11th floor. If the crime was already committed, to cover up, the investigation going, that means Miss Teresa and them was disturbing something Look, it seemed like when Leonora went up there, they didn't want Leonora back on no floors. So they called the police, told her, look, you stand outside. So now they outside talking about the 11th floor. So Miss Reese and them know something about the 11th floor, you know what I'm saying? And for them to say that, bro. Or it could just be a distraction. Cause we already know Leonora was in that room on the 11th floor. This the story that they said when Kenneka came out that room, bro. You know, when she takes her mama ready to go. Now look, I mean, not her mama, but if you got Shamaya saying that, man, Kenneka wanted her mama, they gotta let you know that her mama had to be somewhere involved in this case, because it's too much evident that she was on the premises at 4 in the morning in the pool area. Everybody hustle up. I don't even think Kenneka's body was in that pool area probably when Miss Teresa and them showed up. Not on the 9th. It probably did on the 7th or something, on the 8th, because when you think about the 36-hour footage, they already had the pool closed for a couple of days. And how Zach mysteriously know that? He on the phone with Sheena talking about the pool was closed for a couple of days, and they know for a fact that she left out with 2 security guards. And then we come to find out that Zach knew the security guard, and Zach was beating up on Kenneka while the security guard was helping him. And then you got cameras mysteriously turning off at the time a crime was being committed. Zach slipped up all the time. And when he had Miss Teresa call the phone. Now Zach even had Miss Teresa call the phone just to go with a narrative about organ harvest. So they want to expose they dirty deeds when it came to organ harvesting and all this. And that will help them get out the clear. You see what I'm saying? And look, I ain't even know Zach was known for calling women them and perpetrating them like they was in room 926 doing this and doing that just to clear his name, just to keep the narrative going about the security guard did. Now all of a sudden you went to working with the police. Now you scared of them and stuff. You see what I'm saying, bro? Look at this, bro.
That's what you believe, 13? Yeah. Just FYI, I use binoculars to look up there. It appears there might be a struggle going on in that room. Hard to tell, but from the binoculars and from the very limited view I had, there could be a struggle going on in there. to 601. Go ahead. If you work your way down the hallway on that floor, the second room from the last, so if you work your way east, second room from the last room, that's there's someone looking out the window up there. That may match the description.
Now check this out, right?
Rosemont from 601.
601, go ahead.
Myself, 609 Tango, and 101 are going to be going downstairs in the basement area of Crown Plaza, just in case he was communication with us.
10-4.
So they went to room on the 11th floor immediately. When they went to the room on the 11th floor, that's when you seen the Garcia stop the police and said, we located Kenneka on the lower level, walking into the kitchen. This on the lower level. That's why the police went down there. But you didn't see her walking towards the freezer upstairs. So at this point, this probably when they was moving the body from the southwest corner in the freezer or in the cooler and transported upstairs. That's why Miss Teresa was telling everybody, look, the beverage manager was in that freezer were in that kitchen with Kenneka for 2 hours. Came out. He came out, but she didn't. How she know he was in the kitchen for 2 hours? Cause for far as 54 Keys video, we couldn't even find them on the footage. You see what I'm saying? So look at all the stuff that Miss Teresa know and was telling people. Look.
600 copies, I'll stay in the lobby. Relay. Come to the Crown Plaza. 10-4 right outside. Alright, go to the front desk, grab the binoculars we left there, go outside to the family, and have them show you the room. 10-4.
So all this going on.
I got one down from the top. We're trying to figure out. We think it's floor 13.
Look, they doing all this at the same time. Police in the basement, police upstairs.
201, 101. Go ahead. If you're looking at the E on the Crown Plaza sign, if you look at the E, it's not the window directly below it, it's the one under that. So 2 underneath where the E is at. 10-4. The blinds are shut right now, but I'm going to get the binoculars. 10-4. Alright, 201 or 101. We found the first room. We're going to open the blinds. You were broken up. 1485 are you still outside? Birthday party. We're going to flash a light out the window, see if this is the room that we were looking at. Stand by. I'll tell you when I'm out there. I see you. Which family member am I supposed to have? Ask the people in the lot right there, to your left. They're standing by a white car in like the lower, where you gotta walk down into the parking lot. 10-4, I see them. Yeah, just ask them if this is the room that they were talking about. Yes, that is the room they're talking about. It's a bunch of little kids having a birthday party. 10-4. All right. Yeah. No. One. At the ground. Actually, Rosemont 101 just to do a supplemental to that original call.
10-4, so you just want to close this one out with the CAD?
Yeah, I don't know if you open up a new car, but you're just going to do a sub to the original call.
10-4. 101 found property report.
Go ahead.
9550 William Street Garage. Meet up with Auxiliary Corporal Roland about a wallet that he found.
10-4. One for 601.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we can do that anytime throughout the night. Please go to 51 and get this supplemental narrative done, please. 10-4.
Wix is your platform to perform on.
Look, here go another police officer that's on the Kenneka Jenkins case. He the chief over there at North Lake Police Department. And then you got Walsh and them in cahoots with Lakeland Police Department in Chicago. This another police chief. So the whole time, the people that did the interviews was police chiefs, bruh, lieutenants and detectives that is not working for Rosemont. This is a third party detective investigation. Look, so check this out. They was getting a lot of complaints for the department, you know what I'm saying? They were talking about the police was starting trouble, so they took a survey and to see what was going on in the police department. When they met up with him and gave him the results, cause they was showing him complaints, you know what I'm saying, and comments and stuff. And the first thing he did, his face turned red, and he just absolutely just got up and walked out the meeting, real unprofessional.
Okay, Irene took motherfucking, Irene, how she got the black eye? Zach knocked her ass out. Zach knocked Kenneka ass out. That's why Kenneka was walking through the fucking hallway like she was on motherfucking drug. No, she was knocked the fuck out. She had done been dazed. A nigga had done hit her in the shit. That's why her whole fucking lip was busted when she was in the damn freezer. Pete game. So check this out, right? This real talk now. Zach want to fuck Kenneka. As soon as Kenneka got to that motherfucking hotel and she found out that Zach was in that motherfucking room with her ex-boyfriend, she wanted to go. Hell no, fuck this shit, nigga. I ain't gonna be around this shit. So now here go Monifa. Nah, girl, just stay. Man, fuck that, I'm ready to go. And this the crazy part. She texts Lenore, I'm ready to go. So Lenore, either you was there, because if your sister texts you that she was there, bitch, and she ready to go, man, that's your sister. Because my brother texts me some shit like that, talking about, man, dog, some shit ain't right. Nigga, I'm on my way, nigga. Shit, nigga. And you know I know he killed her, because he wanted to fuck him, and then Irene tried to stop her, because Irene set her up, but she didn't know it was finna go that far. So that's why Zach gave her ass a black eye. And Zach, he was the one that had the room on the 6th floor. So when Monifa walked her out, the security guard was supposed to take her down to the 6th floor. Right? Check this out. Now listen to me. So remember, if you go back and look at the videos, it was a dude on the elevator with her, but he never did get out the elevator. Right? So Monifa, you know what I'm saying? She like, I mean, not Monifa, but Kenneka, she like, get the fuck off me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So she was trying to get to the other side. She actually did make it outside the hotel. And like the staff said that worked at the security desk, at the front desk, they said they seen the security tried to bring Kenneka back inside the hotel, and then the dude with the long hair followed her outside. That's why they shut the goddamn pool area down. You know what I'm saying? So just put everything, you know what I'm saying? Zach killed that goddamn girl, man. You know what I'm saying? And then how in the fuck you giving... Okay, these kids got on the same goddamn clothes the next day at Teresa's house. Am I lying? The kids got on the same exact clothes the next day at Teresa's house, doing interviews with Zach. Irene is scared as fuck. Well, when Irene was sitting on top of Kenneka, trying to protect Kenneka, you know what I'm saying? So when Kenneka got up and she's talking about she ready to go, Monifa walked outside with her. That nigga was already, that security guard nigga was already by the elevator, on the elevator, and he was supposed to take her down to Zach. You know what I'm saying? On the 6th floor. Listen to me now. I don't know if Lenora was already, I'm pretty sure Lenora was already at that hotel on the 11th floor. But anyway, it's some crazy shit, man. But Kenneka, she broke that shit, man, and she made it outside of the hotel. Now, what happened outside the hotel, nobody knows, because you'll probably see the security guard and Zach beating the shit out of Kenneka, or probably strangling the shit out of her, putting in the what her name. Okay, now I don't know what the fuck. Now, this the only thing I can't link up. The police department in Rosemont, you know what I'm saying, like at the hotel. I can't link that part up yet. But the staff at the hotel said that they knew that nigga Zach. He used to come there regularly with underage girls. So, you know, Zach and Teresa was running an escort service. You know what I'm saying? So you got to look into all that shit, man. So I don't even know if Kenneka, that was her real motherfucking name. You know, I don't even know Kenneka is Kenneka. Zach, we know you and Teresa running that goddamn, what you call that shit, that escort with them underage girls, man. Come on, man. So if Teresa tells on you, you gonna tell on her. For her to be walking like that, my nigga. And she was trying to get outside that motherfucking door. And that nigga met her downstairs. And that's what happened, my nigga. They keep talking about they met in the kitchen. No. See, that kitchen was a shortcut to the lobby instead of walking around the outside. Man, listen, man. He caught that girl. Well, when he was coming up, this is what the front desk told us. Said she seen Kenneka with the security guard. And that Kenneka told the security guard, like, to get the fuck off her, because the security guard was trying to take her back up to her room. So the lady said, now this is a Spanish lady now that's telling us now. She telling us this shit in broken Spanish. And she was like, you know what I'm saying? She was like, Kenneka told her to get the F off me. You know what I'm saying? Told the security guard, and she walked outside the hotel. So she said, Zach came up, like, she didn't say Zach, she said an African guy with long hair. That's Zach. Walked outside behind her. And then she said that, you know what I'm saying, like the security and all that shit, started acting crazy and was spooked out and all this bullshit. So just remember this here now. Remember when the manager told them, just put the body somewhere so we won't spook out the guests. Right? Listen to me now. So when the manager, when they put the body in the freezer, remember when the manager, when they talking about they found the body, the manager walked right back to the freezer? That was locked. Now who else got the keys to the motherfucking freezer? The manager and the security guard. So that should tell you, stop going all these conspiracy theories and all this crazy shit when it's right there in front of your motherfucking face.
Hey guys, wanted to do a quick video on the Kenneka Jenkins case. Lenny Posias, as we all know, or may not know, is the food and beverage manager at the Crown Plaza. And this is
security
a super
guard.
short video. But I found something just a minute ago, and I thought it was quite interesting. Anywho, this is his LinkedIn page, and he has 0 connections. But anywho, I just wanted to pull this up so that you could see that that is his name, and he is the food and beverage director at F&F Realty. And F&F Realty is the company that owns the Crown Plaza in Rosemont. Anywho, I did a video on MTV's coverage of the Kenneka Jenkins case, and specifically spoke about Paul Cialino, who was I think they called him a crime scene investigator. that spoke about Kenneka and how it was just an unfortunate event, blah, blah.
And keep in mind, this finna be linked up with detectives. Some of these detectives is connected to Hollywood and got roles in Hollywood movies. You see what I'm saying? Paul Cilio is a Hollywood detective that they hire him because he used to be a private investigator. So just say like no murder cases come up, you know what I'm saying? He just getting on TV just lying about everything, bro. He a racist, plant evidence on black people, and do not like black people at all. But they got him covering all the black and Latinos and Mexican cases. You see what I'm saying? Cause look, check this out. Watch this. If you didn't know this, Lenny is a food and director beverage manager. He is related to the police. Lenny, he related to Nicholas Panoska. I'm gonna let this play out, and then we're gonna read about his brother.
Blah. And of course, he was full of shit. But I knew there had to be some kind of connection. First of all, I wanted to know where in the world they found this guy and how they found him, because his record or his history is just full of craziness. He's actually a private investigator, but he's been accused of multiple corruptive type activities. So anywho, I found this and I thought it was so interesting. So Lenny Pisias has a Twitter page, and it's not really active. He hadn't been active on there since October the 12th of 2012. But he has 4 followers. This is from 2012, okay?
Watch this.
Now, I don't know when this person started following him, but regardless. Look who we have here, the very last name. Paul Cialino. So I thought that was really interesting.
That's the same detective that was talking about Kenneka, her in the freezer. So now you see that he's connected. He been connected with him years before the Kenneka Jenkins case ever happened, and he all of a sudden mentioning it on Hollywood, and Hollywood had control over the case from the beginning. You see what I'm saying? And since you made that connection, and then you mean to tell me Lenny got a police officer that was involved in the Kenneka Jenkins case? His brother, Nicholas Panoska? Look.
And look what else we have. So he's following him. He's following Lenny on Twitter. And Lenny actually follows him as well.
But Paul Cilio is also following the beverage manager. They close friends, bro. They close friends, bro. You don't think he know? And Paul Cilio is from Chicago. You see how strong the connection is now? Now watch this.
So I thought that was really interesting to make a connection there. But anywho, that's all I have right now. I'm working on.
This is the quickest way to clear out stuck poop.
Fiber helps you poop, right? Nope. What about drink?
Clean the crime scene. I usually do. I wanted to. Hey guys, I wanted to do a video. I usually do after Trey Gang releases a video. And this time I'm doing it because he released this photo of Lenny Posias, the food and beverage manager at the Crown Plaza, he released this post from something, I assume that's Facebook, and it says, "Payao, Jack. I'm the only YouTuber got tea, and check this out. There's more, Jack."
So now look, she finna expose Nicholas' brother. Cause y'all remember I talked about his brother before. Cause Hell of a Chick was the first YouTuber that put me on him. That's when everybody wanted me to collaborate with YouTubers. So, Hell of a Chick was in my inbox heavily. So I would collaborate with Hell of a Chick. You see what I'm saying? And she was feeding me valuable information. So when she discovered this, I'm basically putting everything together. You know what I'm saying? So you got Nicholas Panoska, brothers with Lenny Panoska, and he connected to the Hollywood detective that was talking about Kenneka in the freezer. And look at all these law enforcement connections that these people is connected to Merles, police chief, lieutenant, and their whole family is a part of the police. These people come back from a large family of politicians and law enforcement, real estate owners and everything, bro. This what these people into, bro. Look, listen to this.
Really glad that he did, because I just knew there had to be something there with this guy. And helping clean the crime scene. YouTuber got tea, and check this out. There's more, Jack. This is who was changing clothes and helping clean the crime scene, the beverage manager's brother. Well, I have been checking on this guy for a minute. I couldn't exactly tie him in, though, like he did, so I'm really glad that he did, because I just knew there had to be something there with this guy. His name is Nick Posias, and I found a few things on him. This is one of the things. There's a website for police officers in the Chicago area, and you can search to see what all kind of misconduct they have had, charges against them, etc. And it shows you how much they've cost the city. So on this one right here, let me go back so that you can see what I'm talking about. Nicholas Posias, police officer. He was named in 2 misconduct lawsuits that cost the city of Chicago $115,000. He was on the force for 13 years, 8 months, blah, blah, blah. And it shows everything they've got on the case, okay? The case or cases, I should say. Okay, so this first case, there's your case number if you want to look it up. Cost him $15,000 for excessive force. The plaintiff was a Jamel Carradine from 2010. It even tells the location, and it tells the allegations. And these are teenagers. This is wrote on here about teenagers. It's crazy.
Bruh, y'all heard that?
Easy.
Teenagers.
It says teenagers Jawan, Jamel, and Jaquan Carradine were at their home when a neighbor, Robert Williams, attacked Jawan. Carol, their grandmother, called 911 to report the incident, and police officers arrived and arrested Williams. Williams was released from custody several hours later and returned twice that afternoon to threaten the boys, shouting obscenities and causing a disturbance. On his third unwelcome visit, Carol called 911 again, and officers Kavalauskas, Posias, Spain, Radler, and Fiesel appeared at the scene. Instead of arresting Williams, the officers handcuffed, kicked, kneed, tased, and pepper sprayed the Carradine boys. The eldest, Jamel, was asthmatic and suffered respiratory failure from the pepper spray. Carol called 911 again to request an ambulance for him, but he passed out before it arrived. Once the ambulance came, the officers prohibited paramedics from getting to Jamel. Carol and several neighbors shouted at the officers and paramedics that he was asthmatic, 16 years old, and dying. After 10 to 20 minutes, the officers finally allowed the paramedics to assist Jamel. He spent several days at Holy Cross Hospital. The other 2 carroting boys were also treated there after the incident, following their arrest and brief detention, but ultimate release free of charges. Wow. And it has the other officers that were named in that. And it looks like Pisias has most of the charges. So most of the monetary charges, I mean. And so it looks, I guess him and Spain took the brunt or did the most in that incident. Excuse me. Sorry, I can't get my throat cleared. There's also another incident that I found on him, but it's not listed on here. Let me pull that up as well. Okay, here it is. This is from the Courthouse News. The article is titled, "Bitten by a Drunk Chicago Cop, Woman Says." And this is from 7 years ago. A drunk off-duty Chicago cop bit a woman's thigh so fiercely she required medical treatment, yet his cronies charged her with disorderly conduct, she claims in court. Lisa Murata sued Chicago and 11 police officers in federal court. On the early morning of May 4, 2012, the plaintiff, Lisa Murata, who was approximately 5'1" tall and weighed approximately 115 pounds, was walking outside in the vicinity of 3478 North Clark Street in Chicago, Illinois, when, without any provocation on her part, she was struck and knocked to the ground by the defendant, Nick Pisias, a man nearly twice the size of the plaintiff who, at the time, was off-duty but intoxicated and acting in an unruly, abusive, profane, and threatening manner toward other bystanders, and who apparently had already been involved in some physical altercation with one or more persons within the same vicinity, Murata says in the complaint. After being knocked to the ground, the plaintiff, Lisa Murata, fell upon her back with the defendant Pisias on top of her. When the plaintiff attempted to free herself from the defendant Pisias bit the plaintiff on her left thigh. She was taken to the hospital and treated for a human bite wound, she says. When Murata went to file a complaint against Pisias at the police station, she was placed, quote, placed under arrest by the defendant, Seski, and the defendant, Leahy, for the alleged offense of battery upon the defendant, Pisias, which had been approved by defendant Hoffman, whereupon the plaintiff was handcuffed to a bench and left in the interview room. Thereafter, plaintiff was transferred to a holding cell, and after having remained in custody for several hours, the plaintiff was released under a $1,500 recognizance bond with directions that she appear before Branch 29-2 of the Circuit Court of Cook County on May 30th, 2012, to answer to this criminal charge filed against her. Murata says she collected evidence by placing another police officer, Nick Parazuch, at the scene of the alleged assault and found inconsistencies between the paramedics and police reports. While defendant Pisias admitted at the scene of the incident to paramedics from the Chicago Fire Department that he had been, quote, drinking all night, end quote, and exhibited the odor of alcohol, and while defendant Pisias exhibited the odor of alcohol as well as an inability to walk straight to the triage nurse at St. Joseph Hospital, the original case incident report of the defendant responding officers described defendant Pisias as being, quote, sober, without any mention of alcohol intake on his part, the complaint states. It adds, quote, that while the defendant Pisias had admitted to the triage nurse at St. Joseph's Hospital to being in an altercation at a bar, the original case report of the defendant responding officers made no mention of a bar and instead reported that defendant Pisias as having been assaulted while standing on the sidewalk and attempting to smoke a cigarette, end quote. Prosecutors dropped charges against Murata in April when she informed them whom she intended to call as witnesses, she says in the complaint. She claims that Pisias was never disciplined for assaulting her. She seeks punitive damages for violation of due process, conspiracy, assault and battery, false imprisonment, and malicious prosecution. She had an attorney, Timothy Okow, and she named Officers Siska, Dantes, Romansky, Warda, Santa Angelo, and Ed Hurt. So, just from those two incidents, we know the first one to be true. And, I mean, this one was actually, she hired an attorney, so that kind of tells you what kind of person he is. That's two stories about his character. All right, here's this article here. There's a lot of resources out there on Chicago police officers, and it's a good thing, really. Every city should have this, but specifically Chicago, because there's so much corruption and cronyism that goes on in Chicago. This is his page here on this website, CPDP. Says he's 38, he's got his badge number, blah, blah, blah. He's had 25 allegations against him, more than 98% of other officers. 20 counts, or 20 accusations of use of force, more than 96% of other officers. He's had 0 major awards. He's had 5 civilian compliments, 1 sustained, 1 discipline, and 83 honorable mentions. I'd like to see who those were from, to be quite honest. Let's see. This is from 2015. So it's also got a false arrest down here. Several other things that he's mentioned. Got a taser incident, 2010. If you just do your research on these police officers, I think I've searched just about every one in the row.
Now look, I'm finna show y'all this. Look how corrupt 5 Chicago police officers died by suicide July. Department is doing enough. Look. Man, how all these police officers, then look, in September 17, Chicago police officer, you know what I'm saying, was hospitalized for depression. Relative said 26 veteran of the department. She was 54 with 2 daughters and a granddaughter. Her brother and sister-in-law, you know what I'm saying? Look, make a long story short, she supposed to been on work release due to her depression, but they end up putting her back on the case and she committed suicide. But we don't know what drove her to her depression. We just know that her job was stressing her out. Was it with the corruption? Because I know it just ain't a lot of police stops. Because it's lady that probably know about the corruption and all of these scandals going on. And you know what I'm saying? So you never know what maybe you might be getting yourself into. So I read this article. Look, officers this week died by the apparent suicide. Look, they were committing suicide, bruh. You see what I'm saying? Look. Oh, this is about the off-duty police officer. Now look, here go another police officer that's making $100,000. There's on the Kenneka Jenkins case. Look, bruh, Sergeant, these people making over $100,000, bruh. So they know something about the loophole, cause I know this. The average mayor supposed to make at least about 40 to 50,000 a year or something like that. But how come all the corrupt mayors could find a loophole in the system and they can make $100,000 a year? Look how much Tiffany Henry and Dalton mayor make. She make 100 and some thousand to the same thing these police is making, bro. Ain't no telling how much money Andrew Holmes making, cause he got to be the. Now you look, they told us Andrew Holmes stay in an apartment complex when he was in the wreck and stuff. They got a van out there, look like a Fed van that been in the car wreck, and he out there in the projects, not with no $100,000 a year salary. And that ain't even including that the money that be donated to these programs and stuff, that just pocketing money. Just think about all those donations that come in for the Breast Cancer Association. And all that, when soon they get through all collecting, they'll put on this event for you so you could pop some balloons and throw some speeches and you know what I'm saying, and commend everybody how everybody doing a good job. And when everybody go homes and stuff, these people in the back office, and here go your cut, here go my cut. You know, bitch, you need to give me another 100,000. You know what I'm talking about? Man, now give me 20 more grand, bro. We done made that in $100,000. At least give me 20K, 50. You see what I'm saying? Now look, here go Anthony Delacova on the Kenneka Jenkins case, making $100,000 a year, bruh. So you mean to tell me when they first started off, look at this, bruh. He making more than he making more than every employee that. Come on, man. Here go another police officer that was interviewing in the Kenneka Jenkins case. Here go another police officer. Here, look, come on, bruh. They got families and stuff on the same police force. And then look, right? Y'all remember when King Rob was snitching on Stray Drop? Told Stray Drop was look, y'all remember when King Rob was telling everybody how Stray Drop put the police on the chase, and he had his kids in the car because they wanted to question him about the Kenneka Jenkins case. This Stray Drop, right? Thumb me up if you remember that. Look, King Rob was exposing Stray Drop. And everybody was like, oh, man. Now, he's saying this out his mouth with no receipts, no paperwork, not even proof to show none of this. But he was saying all of this. Watch this. Hell of a chick started looking into it because she heard it. She heard it. And so she was like, well, let me go to the paperwork. Because they always told you, do your research. Because now I understand what Stray Drop role was in with Crown Plaza. Remind y'all, Stray Drop got the general manager, Bigfoot, calling him, talking to him on the phone. Guess why? Nobody don't even know, right? Nobody don't even know. Nobody can't even make that connection, right? But I can. But I can, bruh. So what I'm basically saying, if you look at Lenny Panoska in cahoots with Hollywood with their detective, then you got a police officer that's on the footage there, which is your brother, right? Then you got ZVT in cahoots with Hollywood because they were doing a documentary. You know, they were finna blow him up for whatever strange reason. And then all these police officers that was involved with the Kenneka Jenkins case been doing this corruption for so long, this new to them. It got to a point that, you know what I'm saying, they beating these cases left and right. Just like when they said, when Miss Teresa, this how I know Zach and Miss Teresa know a lot about the police department and who they are related to. Cause by you telling us that you really snitched on yourself, how you know the coroner is related to the police chief? And how you know these people at the hotel married into the police family? How would you know all of this? And I can go and find all of this out. Do a simple Google research. You see what I'm saying? Cause look, when King Rob started talking and snitching on cause they started showing video King that Straight Drop was in the room and everything. I'm seeing the videos, bro. Cause Straight Drop had to come back and respond and say, look, I was there, not at the time when Kenneka was there. That video is old. That was on New Year's, bruh. So watch this, what Hell of a Chick found out, and I wish everybody would have did the same thing, cause it would have never went this far, bro. Look at this shit.
Where a lot of the rumors are coming from.
This Straight Drop file.
You got that Texas tie now, see.
Look.
Followed by 5 numerics. And there's a website that you can use to run license plates, and I've checked a couple of these to see if they were license plate numbers.
Check it out, y'all. Look at this Straight Drop paperwork.
Hits, but doesn't mean I'm not gonna stop trying. I don't give up very easily. Just saying. But that is definitely interesting. So this person goes by another name or has an alias, has a tattoo on the right arm,
look, y'all see this, bruh? Look, check this out. The same person they talking about from Texas.
As numbers. There's 5 numerics. And there's a website that you can use to run license plates, and I've checked a couple of these to see if they were license plate numbers.
He wanted and he armed and dangerous.
I'm not going to stop trying. I don't give up very easily. Just saying. But that is definitely interesting. So this person goes by another name or has an alias, has a tattoo on the right arm, firearm assault, dangerous. So who is this person that has a warrant in northernmost Illinois?
So look, she even know that Straight Drop, cause she looking it up. And then only thing what they did, they sealed his court papers and didn't even release his name. You see what I'm saying? Watch this.
Had a warrant. This 36-year-old black male, 6 foot, 160 pounds.
Straight Drop.
Now I'm like a dog with a bone on this. So I see where a lot of the rumors are coming from. Because you got that Texas tie now, see?
It ain't no rumors.
It's starting to click together a little bit, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I'll definitely be digging into that a lot more. So, I'm going to go ahead and
Cause check this out. Y'all remember they said they were interviewing people in New York. You know Zach went to New York, right? Cause in the paperwork they called New York. It had to been contacting Zach. Straight drop from New York. Zach went to New York. God damn it, Casualty from New York, bruh. So look, she pulling up all the paperwork. Look. Account holder. The victim. Look what this paperwork is actually showing y'all, bruh. They busted.
There's my screenshot while I'm here, since I hadn't done that yet.
And he in the credit card fraud.
And now we're going to move on to the next document. I just wanted people to know that this something just ain't adding up with this shit. I have one more thing I want to show you too. Hold on just a second. So if you add up... Okay, so we've already figured out that these are reversed. The DoubleTree charges were $388.24. And the Crown Plaza's charges were $321.34. For a total of $709.58. Well, this is where it gets interesting. So we see here in the credit column, which is the second column. Zoom in here. Credit column. They credit his account for $709.34. Well, that's still 24 cents off on that. All right. I know that's not a lot of money, but it is when this is a bank and you're dealing with specific charges. It becomes very important because the bank doesn't want to give you not one penny more than you're owed. So now they've shorted him. That's what's even more interesting. They've shorted him money. Which means that this amount is also wrong. It should be $709.58. Not $709.34. Which means that this disputed amount of $669.58, where is that coming from? You see where I'm going with this? It ain't adding up. Then over here, you got your amount of credit, $709.34. That's just the two hotels added together is $709.58.
So how many rooms you could book at Crown Plaza at the amount of $700? And if they going for a whopping $100 a night, you know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So shit, you might as well say that's down there like about 5 or 6 rooms, right? Just like in the paperwork when they list all the hotel room numbers. Man, it makes you think. What really, it really makes you think what straight drop Mitch Reese and them got going on with the police that we don't know nothing about. We in the dark on this, bro. I don't know if these people selling their souls to be in these little small TV shows. Cause Jedediah everywhere now. He trying to blow up in TV shows and you Jerry Springers and stuff. But let's carry on, gang.
Which is short 24 cents. All right. Keep watching. So that takes us to the next document in the file, which is this call center case number 5269207, which I'm pretty sure we've already went over, which they have a lot of duplicate documents in here. I think we went over this in video 6 or 7, but now it means something more because this is even off. The amount here lists $338.24. Well, the amount was $388.24. Then they made the little notation out here that says $388.24. What is really going on here? So let's go over this document. This was reported 9/8/17 at 5:50 p.m.
Man, look at the dates on September the 8th, 2017, and they already got these calls. Look, they already got the paperwork, and Kenneka allegedly supposed to don't even be missing yet. So this just to show you that something happened between 36 hours before the night, before they did the reenactment. Because look, you got a paperwork right here.
Scott Teleskak. Call center case number 5269207.
And this a case number. This ain't like a receipt that like give me a receipt. You know how like when you get a room or something, like, yeah, let me get the receipts and the documents. It don't cover no case number. Since it got a case number, this was in file at 3 o'clock on September the 8th. Proof of the case was already had a file number, a case number, or fraudulent when it comes to the Kenneka Jenkins case. So this telling you Trey Gang is right. They did wrap up the investigation before they even made Kenneka went viral and introduce her to the world, bro. Cause look at the day before. They already got paperwork before anybody knew her name.
Reference number, nothing there. Dispute type, nothing there. Dispute number, 721954. Customer name, address, email address, and work phone.
So now you caught Miss Teresa up. Cause if you already got a case number, that means a missing person report was already filed and Risco got control of the missing person report. Hi y'all, and they got a duplicated report for us to show us a copy. Man, I ain't even no detective, but goddamn, I'm doing a hell of a good job exposing these suckers, bro. Cause when they were doing this, they weren't thinking about changing the times and the dates on these paperwork right here. Cause it wasn't coming across their mind. They already know about the footage, but in the paperwork, you know, their mind wasn't on the footage. They just focusing in on the credit card so they can have this shit on file and fucking around and putting the real and date times on it. Cause that's what they, you know what I'm saying, gonna do as their job title. You see what I'm saying? So your mind ain't gonna be thinking like, oh damn, I need to change the dates on these reports. That's why they probably weren't releasing all these reports, you know what I'm saying, when the case was open. But when they closed the case, all type of files came up. Why you think Straight Drop file was in this file? You mean to tell me Straight Drop file is in this file, putting the police on the fucking police chase? With kids in the car. Had a warrant for them. And nobody don't find that interesting about that. All right, listen to this.
And home phone are all redacted. It's got dispute type unauthorized. Transaction total $669.58. Because that amount is off. Permanent credit dispute history, no. Date of notice, 9/8/2017. Account number redacted. Account type 152. Totally free checking. TFC. Card number is redacted. Branch and state. Branch 241 out of Illinois. Date account open 7/24/2014. Interest rate, DIBI, tiered 0, not tiered. It's a not tiered account. Non-interest bearing. Relationship rating 8. Disputes history, no. Transaction type, nothing wrote there. Now we get into, there's nothing in the additional information section either. So we get into these transactions. And these are pending transactions. All of them. And that's the status on them. And it says code, they're all code 1631, and their category is all credit card. The description, they're all check card memo. They're all for 9/8/2017. Process date.
Man, look, if you thinking what I'm thinking, if something happened to Kenneka, bruh, these people had to rent a room at the DoubleTree too, bruh. Cause think about it, you don't know who was all involved. Some of those people that was involved went to the DoubleTree and stayed at the DoubleTree while they was doing the cover up in the investigation, bro. This let me know something was already wrong with Kenneka if they started renting these rooms on the 7th. Irene's birthday supposed to be on the 5th. So why rent a room on the 7th if you already celebrate your birthday on the 5th at Crown Plaza? Think, gang, think. This a part of the 36-hour footage cover up. This why you got 36-hour footage. Start from the 6th, the 7th, and the 8th. Boy, look at this. Ain't no telling who was housed at the DoubleTree, cause in the beginning they making us think, ooh, they was at the DoubleTree that night when Kenneka came up missing. Yeah, they probably was at the DoubleTree for real, and everything already happened to Kenneka. So this where some of the people would be at while they investigate. Man, y'all don't even know if police were running in and out of goddamn DoubleTree and hollering at some more people that was there. You see what I'm saying? Hey, you said a mouthful when you said that. You said a mouthful. Now, don't delete that, John. Don't delete that. You telling people to think, but they don't even do their own research. And that's true. That is true. That is so for real, bro. Cause if that wasn't true, look how many people still asking questions that would be relevant to the case. Like, you know what I'm saying? Look at some of the narrative that's out about the case that's really relevant to the Kenneka Jenkins case. You see what I'm saying?
9/8/2017. Initiated date, they're all for 9/7/2017. And they have all of the times listed as 0000. The amounts are different.
See, they know not to put the times on that, John. Cause now you go guess what you gonna want to see? Don't you want to see DoubleTree lobby footage, elevator footage, lower level footage? Come on, bruh. Stairwell footage. Look, if you ain't got that footage, you ain't even got the complete investigation, bruh. Look how these people ain't even know what I'm saying. Look how much valuable information is. Cause guess what it show you? It might show you people checking in that room and police officers running in and out of DoubleTree. And then look, and make it so bad. If they already booked this room on where everybody was going when they went to the parking lot, because all of them started going out into the front door, but they parked in the back door. So if they going out to the front door, they ain't walking all the way around to the back. They could have slid toward the double tree, bruh. That's probably where the traffic was going. Look.
And of course the merchant, merchant is different too. So let's go through these. Oh, and the reference numbers on all three is 92058, undefined.
All I'm saying, the girl that booked the room at Crown Plaza was charged with credit card fraud for Crown Plaza. Who booked the credit card frauds at the DoubleTree? Now y'all, look, they ain't even tell y'all who committed the credit card fraud at DoubleTree. They showed you the girl that went in there, but that was on the 7th, bruh. Look.
All right, so the first merchant they list is DoubleTree Hotel, O'Hare, Rosemont, Illinois, U.S. And they've highlighted that in pink. All right. And the amount on here shows $338.24. Well, we know that's supposed to be $388.24. And then there's some scribblies there. Your guess is as good as mine. You can barely make out the $388.24. All right. Let me zoom out just a little bit. Okay. Next merchant, IHG, Rosemont, Illinois, U.S. And this one's not highlighted though. $321.34. And that is correct. I got it all wrote down. That's correct for the Crown Plaza. All right. And it says posted. Your guess is as good as mine, but I'll zoom in as much as I possibly can. Fraudulent charges on my account. All right. Next question. Have you previously done business with the merchant or person / use this service / system at any location or at any time? Use this ATM. This can include using your account or card number or writing a check. No. Next question, 3. When and what date did you first discover the fraudulent transactions? 9/8/2017. Number 4. When and where was your last authorized transaction? 9/7/2017. That's where it's even more strange. Because on the 5th, there are charges all over Chicago.
On the field. Look at all the charges that was going on the field. That was leading up all the way to the 7th. Look, and guess who this, and watch this. Y'all don't even know who this going back to. Do your research right now, because I ain't even checked this out. Who she trying to expose? Who she exposing when it come to this? Who she trying to expose? That's all I'ma say.
4. Where was your last authorized transaction? Is this just a document that someone typed up? And yes, I'm dead ass serious. Is this just a bullshit document? You mean this bank or call center has a misspelling on their form like that, you have to wonder. You seriously have to wonder. This case has gotten so bizarre. When was your last authorized transaction? Apple iTunes. Number 7. Have you given anyone else permission to use your card or account number? No. So instead of writing in like they did up above, right after writing a check, in, this time they wrote no in all caps. It's just something to note, okay? Number 9. Because we don't have a number 8 on here. They just wanted to skip number 8. Are y'all not?
Now watch this. This the crazy part about it. Cause whoever this person is got caught. You look. All it is, this somebody real credit card that was at the party. And when they tracked the credit card down, these numbers just reported it stolen, and he didn't make those transitions. They're just like you drink driving and you hit a car, and you hit a car, and you run from the crime scene. And then report the car stolen. You see what I'm saying? I got away with that one time, bro. So look, that's all it was. Just like me, Trey Gang going to Crown Plaza, spending money on my credit card, and boom, something happened. Now I'm finna report the car stolen. Cause remind y'all, the person who credit card they talking about is the same person they interviewed from New York City. From New York City. Why you think they asking him all of these questions? Really?
I'm not saying what I'm saying. This is so bizarre. All right. Number 9. Is there someone you suspect might have taken/stolen your card? No. Number 10. Have you received or responded to an email, text, phone call, or social media requesting account or card information? No. That's...
You see, they even asking the email, text, phone call, or social media, bro. They basically saying, yeah, do you know anybody that hit your text or your phone or through social media about your credit card? That can go a lot of way. Just say this like Trey Gang planning to spend money at Crown Plaza, and I'm talking to one of my homeboys like, yeah, you going to Crown Plaza? Yeah, I'm gonna go get the room and all of this stuff. Look.
That sentence don't even make sense. 11. Have you filed a police report? NA. Now, why would there be an NA there, not applicable? You sit there and...
You see this? But look, watch this. Peep out the game. Now, they had this already printed out on the 8th, around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And look what time they printed off to match the investigation. September the 11th. Now they telling us, yeah, we got the credit card fraud documents now. You see what I'm saying? Now look how it exposing somebody at the party.
Think about that. Why would there be an NA there? It don't make no good sense.
You don't want to file no false report. That's a felony.
What is really going on with this credit card fraud business?
What's fraudulent about it if you didn't report it? So why the police trying to get this person to go along with the credit card fraud? Man, just say your credit card got stolen. You see this, bruh? Pay y'all appreciate the cash out game, Jack. Appreciate that, Trey. Gonna get you a pack of woods. Appreciate it.
It's actually starting to piss me off. It's really insulting to one's intelligence. Then it says printed September the 11th, 2017 at 7:24 a.m. So it's printed on 9/11/17 at 7:24 in the morning and reported on 9/8/17 at 5:15:50 p.m.
See that? That's the original date on it. But when they print it off on September 11th, they just print that off and it showed the real date when they enter it into the Kenneka Jenkins file. How corrupt that is. Somebody was at their room from New York, was using his credit card, and now the police trying to get this person say your credit, say you been your credit card was stolen, and somebody was racking up all these rooms at Crown Plaza in Doubletree. You see what I'm saying? That's the way to cover up who credit card it is. Because now you got him a victim. Now, since you got him a victim, you can't disclose his name. You see that, bruh? That's the loophole in investigation. Making them a victim so you can hide them out the reports and black out their names. That's why when it comes to the Kenneka Jenkins case, that's why they made everybody not a suspect, but victims.
And it says page 1 of 1. Next document. All right. Pretty sure we also went over this document as well. It says DGAS. So I guess that's dollar, or I'm sorry, not dollar. DDA slash SAV general account screen. And then that 577-098-4581 DDA. Then it says 092 TCF, which stands for totally. No, that doesn't. What does that stand for? Hold on. I don't know what it stands for, but I know that this man who exists in New Jersey didn't go to this bank from the Midwest to open up a checking account. I'm not buying it. It's primarily located in Michigan, Illinois, Minnesota, with additional locations in Colorado, Ohio, South Dakota, and Wisconsin. Conducts business across all 50 states. I'm just not buying it. Not buying it. Regardless, there's an account at TCF Bank, National Bank. All right, it's
So look, they basically pulling up old report. What this got to do with on 7/25/2014? Look, this a mail.
says V244 DGAS, which stands for DDA slash SAV General Account Screen, 9/19/2017. Then it says DDA slash SAV, which I want to say is Savings, General Account Screen. Branch number 241, account type 152, mail Sole owner. Relationship, he's a sole owner. Open date, 7/25/2014. TIN.
Okay, that's when they first open up.
Date of birth redacted. Home phone number redacted.
See that?
Ledger balance, $1,592.97.
And I know who in apartment 1. You see what I'm saying? It's on file. It's on file when the police leaked out who was in New York, bruh, and what apartment number. If you want to see that, thumb me up.
CID redacted. Available balance, $1,033.34. It says APT1. Current balance, $1,033.34. Current markup, my bad, $559.63. Minus $559.63. Memo amount, minus $523.02. And there's something redacted out beside of that. It could possibly be an address. It says available C/L, nothing there. C/L payoff, nothing there. Date of last deposit, 9/18/2017. This document was printed on the 19th, so the last deposit was on 9/18 in the amount of $1,000. Average ledger balances. In the last 12 months, the average ledger balance on this account was $1,769. In July, the average ledger balance was $421.
So whoever was working, paycheck was damn near like $1,500 or every 2 weeks or every week. Whatever the case may be, that's his month. That's what he'll make a month, I guess. $1,700 to $2,000. You know what I'm talking about?
In August, the average ledger balance was $877. Relationship with the bank rating, 8. Then it says non-sufficient funds / UNC charged in the last 12 months, 9. Restricted non-sufficient funds uncollected. There's nothing wrote there. Closed to posting. Nothing there. DDA customer retention contact. Nothing there. Special handling. Nothing wrote in that section. IVR message date. No date there. All right. Then it has this. It has a little key above the top here. And then it has this little ledger. So on the ledger, they have highlighted 4 things. They've highlighted the Crown Plaza Chicago Rosemont charge in the amount of $250. They've highlighted the DoubleTree, the second charge for the Crown Plaza, and then a provisional credit.
Then when you follow the trail where they would spend money, because they're going to show you grocery stores, restaurants, ATMs, they was all visiting. Look, they were all visited because they're going to show you the paper trail where they was spending money at. And look what majority they was stopping at, bruh.
So let's read through these. It says, and we'll go from top to bottom here. Initial date 9/9, process date 9/11. Then it says TC 1746. Withdrawal in the amount of $400. which brought the balance to $814.97. Next charge says Crown Plaza, Chicago. It should be Chicago O'Hare. 9/9 initial date, process date 9/11, TC number 1795.
So what are they spending? What are they spending their money on September the 9th and September the 10th? What was that for? Cause this ain't got nothing to do with the rooms being booked. You know what I'm talking about? Cause they already gave you the paperwork on that alone about the rooms being booked and what the credit card fraud, but this a totally another credit card. Check it out.
$250, which brought the balance to $564.97. It's got a reference number. All three of these yellow highlighted charges have a reference number, and they're all the same. And there's also some reference numbers on down. The Common Cup and the BP, they have the same reference number as well. All right, next charge. There's no initial date on it, but the process date is 9/11. The TC number is 1794. And it says number 03407, Jewel, in the amount of $130.79.
Appreciate the cash out for the round of brew. Appreciate the cash out for the round of brew. Jewel. Shout out to Jewel, y'all.
Cents. So the new balance is now $434.18. Next charge. Initial date 9/10, process date 9/12. Doubletree Hotel, O'Hare, for $388.24. Which brought the balance to $45.94. With reference number 0000-92058. Next charge. Initial charge on 9/10, processed on 9/12. TC number 1795. They all have the same TC number as well. All these yellow ones. Crown Plaza, Chicago O'Hare, for $71.34, which brought the balance to negative $25.40. Then on 9/13, they assessed an overdraft fee for $37. So that brought the account balance to negative $62.40. Then on the 14th, they issued this provisional credit. That's the red highlighted line, or pink. And the TC number is 1375, provisional credit, which brought the balance to, well, they issued the credit in the amount of $709.34, which is wrong, because if you add those two hotel charges in their entirety, it is $709.58. So that's a difference of 24 cents. And I know that it seems piddly, but when you're dealing with banks and you're dealing with figures, it's very important. Which then brought the balance down to...
Appreciate that, Nancy, for the cash app, y'all. Appreciate the round of brew. Appreciate the round of brew.
$646.94. I did the math on that. No problems there. All right, then we got this overdraft, non-sufficient fund fee reversal. Then they issued this $37 credit, which brought the account back up to $683.94. They did that on the 14th. Also on the 14th.
So where the credit card fraud gonna be at if he's still using the card on the 14th, the 15th, the 18th? You see what I'm saying? He at Walmart, he at the North Shore Food and Liquor, he at Sherfield Avenue at the ATM. You know what I'm talking about? He went to the gas station at a BP. So you mean to tell me, bro, that, come on, somebody going crazy with your car, or that's your ass spending your own fucking money? That's all that is. Cause you still using this same card. Come on now.
There was a charge for North Shore Food and Liquor for $15.37, which brought the account balance down to $668.57. Then the next transaction is on 9/15, TC number 1770, and it's an ATM withdrawal from an ATM located.
So look, he withdrew $20 and they charged a $3 drafting fee. You see that? So he went there and got $20. He probably went in there and got a pack of new. If you going to get $20 out there, John, you must finna go get you 2 grams of kush. Somebody at the store and you want a 3.5 and they gonna fuck with you for the 20. Oh, you finna go buy a pack of Newports, you know what I'm talking about? But you ready to use your card on that. So he probably would, give me a little gram or a little pill or something, or give me some blow. You know what I'm talking about? That's the only time when I take money out the ATM, you know, man, let me get a small kush for right quick. Let me get you know what I'm talking about, let me get a ounce of that, you know what I'm talking about, maybe 2 ounces, you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna need some alcohol beverages when I get the kush, you know what I'm talking about, cigars, you know what I'm talking about, and with all my snacks, cause I'm gonna go stop at Popeye's Chicken, you know what I'm talking about. And I'm trying to order a 50-piece out there, motherfucker. I want goddamn it breasts and legs, please, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, give me breasts and legs, please. Fuck them wings, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I want breasts, legs, and thighs, you know what I'm talking about. On the gravy side, cause I'm gonna need some gravy, red beans and rice, you know what I'm talking about. Y'all know how this goes. So you know they finna cost a couple of $100 for me to chill for a week or 2, you know what I'm talking about. Man. Bro, that's the best way to live, bro. I'm just telling you from my experience, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm all in the drive-thru. Yeah, let me get some legs and some thighs out this motherfucker. You know what I'm talking about. Some breasts too. That's why I'm coming to shop. I'm coming to look for the breasts. Y'all got them breasts up here. How big they is. You got big thighs, you know what I'm talking about. And that lady be on the intercom like, I want to know who is this person like this, because I ain't saying nothing wrong, you know what I'm talking about. They were like, you want to try out a new mix? You goddamn right. That's mixed with the legs and the thighs, right? You know what I'm talking about. Ain't no more. I'm pulling up at window 1. And don't let her be big breasted, you know what I'm talking about? Cause all my attention gonna be looking at her breasts, handing my number, know what I'm talking about? There you go, boo, you know what I'm talking about? I told you I was here for the breasts and the legs and the thighs, you know what I'm talking about? No, you thought I was talking about you? No, baby, you ain't even crunchy at all. I like my meat crunchy, you know what I'm talking about? Man, extra crispy, bitch, you know what I'm talking about? But since you insist here on my number, we could probably talk about that later on. You know what I'm talking about? Cool. If I down this 12-piece, I'm gonna down your ass because your ass looking like a slice of cake right now. You know what I'm talking about? You will go good with this goddamn 12-piece white meat and dark meat chicken I got. You know what I'm talking about? Hit the kush, relax, you know what I'm talking about, and hit some of Trey Gang Love Potion, you know what I'm talking about, because we finna be soulmates in about 15 minutes. So when I come out that bathroom, you know what I'm talking about, oiled up, you know what I'm talking about, with my hung low boxers on, you know what I'm talking about. Looking like I'm finna go into a weigh in at a boxing match, you know, stand on the scale, let her know how many pounds she finna twerk with. Yeah, bitch. Yeah, I'm 180, you know what I'm talking about? 180, 100 pounds, bitch, you know what I'm talking about? 6'2", full of thunder, you know what I'm talking about? Coming out the red corner, you know what I'm talking about? Great game, 50 wins, no losses, perfect record. Known from hammering the walls down, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, then you got the commentator who like, yeah, you know, they go to champ, you know what I'm saying? They call him the wall crusher because he be knocking down all day walls, you know what I'm talking about? But let's get back to the investigation, y'all. What y'all talking about, bro? We need to be back on this Kenneka Jenkins case, bro. So let's carry on, gang, and stick to the script. Cause I hate when y'all be trying to switch the subject up and stuff. Yeah, just pull up a Popeye chicken, be like, yeah, I heard y'all got the best legs and thighs in town. You know what I'm talking about? So let's get back to it, gang.
At 3002 North Sheffield Avenue. And it's in the amount of $23, which brought the account balance down to $645.57. So let's just take a look and see where this ATM is located.
In the hood on the Kush
So when
track.
you put in that address, this is what pops up. And it is right here at this intersection of Sheffield and Wellington.
That's the hood.
And this big truck here is blocking the view.
Oh, hey, with Zeem, you can stream free local TV from all over the country. Zeem speaks for itself. It really doesn't need a celebrity spokesperson, but they promised me I could do this.
Hold on, y'all. I got to read the chat. Somebody telling me to read the chat. Hold on, y'all. You say what now? All right, I'm reading the chat. I missed something. What I'm missing? All right. I'm gonna keep my eyes on the chat, you know what I'm saying? Appreciate that, Audrey Boo, you know what I'm talking about? And well, hold on, what's your name again? LaShonda. Appreciate that. Appreciate y'all, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna keep my eyes on the chat so I can catch on what you talking about. So now look, gang. All right. Look.
All those screenshots I just sent you, sorry, my phone about to die. I'm literally holding my charger on my phone. Oh, them screenshots, I don't know where you got where I took the screenshot from, but that video is, if that's from the girl with the nails, bro, that's unedited, and we just had to release some shit to the public to get it out there because people were blowing phones up, bro. People were blowing phones up. People were doing what I'm doing right now, and shit was about to get exposed. And we had to cover this up real fast.
And this straight drop. Look what straight drop got going on.
Take a look at the screenshot.
This lets you know why straight drop had to lie to everybody. Look at the screen that he going to help cover this up by putting all this narrative out there. He said Leonora there, Miss Teresa there. Then he recounted his story and talking about the beverage manager did it. And this thing, you know, he recounted that story. Now he talking about the Davidson did it when the Crown Plaza called him and tried to tell him who was all in the pool area. You see what I'm saying? So check this out. Hold on. Now watch this. Hold on, where I need to hold on, y'all. I'm missing something else. When I look, y'all, when I put the detective name in, guess what detective name I put in, and this popped up. Amazing True Crime Murder Mystery Dinner Party. So this is amazing. True Crimes, a murder mystery party. Now some of these parties could be no harm. Cause most of the time when these parties play, it's just for entertaining purposes. Like family might want to book a hotel room and reenact some of these murders. But at some point in time, sometimes they may reenactment a true murder crime. I remember as I was a kid, they used to have a TV show. Now it wasn't no show; it was like a movie. And it's like people were paying this money to go to a mansion. If it ain't a hotel, they'll go to a mansion. And it's like they'll go to a dinner, and this thing, you know, everybody feasting at the dinner, having a good time, and the lights cut off. The lights cut off, and somebody cut the lights on. Next thing you know, somebody been stabbed in the back. Head face down in the soup bowl. And then you got everybody looking around like, who's the killer now? Now you got to find out who's the killer, because the killer gonna be in the room. So only thing you got to find out who is the killer, and you will be the whole point is you will be surprised who was the killer. Some people might think it's the butler. Some might be thinking it's the you know what I'm saying, the kitchen chef or the mansion owner alone. You see what I'm saying? And then I remember when Straight Drop was saying it's people would pay thousands of dollars to play these games, bruh. Look. So when y'all remember in the beginning, they told us in the beginning, before they had crazy conspiracy theories about the police, they said the police were there at a murder mystery party. That's the first time I ever heard of a murder mystery. And when they was explaining the murder mystery, I'm like, this sounds like Clue. Like, this stuff really go. That what made me think, like, man, do they people do this in real life? Because when I first watched the Clue movie, you know, this a good movie for entertainment and something to go talk to your friends about. You know what I'm talking about? You ain't looking at this like these reenactments of true crimes for real. Look at the movie Hostel. You just said you could do a reenactment of Hostel at Crown Plaza. You see what I'm saying? So when I clicked on this profile, none but the Kenneka Jenkins popped up and the corruption in the police with this true crime murder mystery dinner show playing now in Chicago. So I clicked her how to buy tickets. I went her to find out more about it. And bro, these people is making money off this shit. No one talking about. Chicago Police Department is corrupt as you thought it was. This what the feds saying. They got a violent history of corruption. On Friday, years-long investigation, U.S. journalists, the U.S. Justice Department confirmed Chicago police has continued to build on this bankruptcy legacy. And look at all of this, bruh. Dog, where the booty at, baby? Where is the booty? If you had some booty, you wouldn't have to tie that thing up in the back. That's what the booty for, to fill in the gaps. You know what? That's why I hate when you see females, you know what I'm talking about, and they got too many air holes in they goddamn jeans. You supposed to have booty in no jeans, not air pockets, and then trying to get a shoestring to tie the back up because you got loops out there, mother. See, now that just messed my whole day up. You know what I'm talking about? You had these big ass goddamn cowboy jeans on, cause them some Wranglers that she has on. That's them same jeans John Wayne was doing in old movies, chasing the Indians around. You know what I'm talking about? So let me get out of this. Look, Chicago biggest police scandal. 88 more people to have their conviction overturned. And don't y'all know some of these police officers is responsible for innocent people that's in jail because some of these same police officers fabricated evidence, false reports, just to lock black people, Latinos, and Puerto Ricans up. Man, after when I seen those big ass jeans, I need a cigarette. I need a goddamn cigarette. You know what I'm talking about? You know you ain't got no booty if you got to tie the back of them joints up just to make that jump. Nah. Cause that ain't all booty. It's booty back there, but that big ass space ain't nothing but an air bubble. If you pat her on the booty from the back shit, you might goddamn it pop the jeans. Them mother might pop like a balloon, like boom. Oh damn, I'm sorry, boo. I thought you had nothing but cheeks back there. I ain't know all this were Earl. But look, I'm scared to go to Chicago because you can't even walk down the street. They'll jump out the car, sling you on the ground and shit, talking about you look like Snoop. And you trying to tell this nigga, man, I don't know nothing about Snoop. And they like, shut up. Hitting you at the same time and shit. You know what I'm saying? I done watched the video of the police officer, black police officer, jumped out the car. I guess they initiating him because all his colleagues is white now. But they making the police do the dirty work. Like he got to be the first one, jump out the car and make contact with him. And the first thing he did, he come out with his fist balled up and start swinging. Why the other police officers standing around? Cause they scared. Cause you know what I'm saying? You know some of them scared white boys scared to you know what I'm talking about? Jump in that fight. Get that black dude in there. Cause they breaking him in like he a buck or something. They look, you know, they at the police precinct, gassing his head up. Man, look, we gonna make your ass a goddamn sergeant. Really? Sounding like Bubba in that motherfucker. Really? I can be a sergeant. Like, yeah, I don't think got to do after, you know, next time when we run up on them gang members, you be the first one to knock them out, and we gonna give your ass a bonus for every knockout. That's how I found out the police were getting bonus and shit when they knocking out suspect. Cause when I was working for the police department, you know what I'm saying, they done sent me to the gangland. They like, man, Trey Gang, you know what I'm talking about, go in there and clean all this shit up. So, you know, I cut my body cam on, try to talk to little Snoop, be like, hey, man, bro, you know, we getting complaints and shit, bro, that y'all over here selling dope and everything, you know what I'm talking about? So we end up in the scuffle and shit, you know what I'm talking about? And I'm screaming at him, let me see your hands, let me see your hands. He didn't want to cooperate, you know what I'm talking about? I ain't had to pull out my gun, you know what I'm saying? Man, I just balled my motherfucking fist up and gave that boy as a 3-piece. And when I knocked him out, when I went back to the police precinct, I'm thinking I'm finna get in trouble. Because, you know what I'm saying? Because the crowd, they mad. They like, it's a police brutality. The officer Trey Gang knocking the nigga ass out. And then I get to the police station, man, they had a $500 bonus check waiting on me. You see what I'm talking about? And then, you know, the whole squad in there. So, you know, we back at the police precinct. Everybody reviewing the body cam footage. They got me running out the car. Stop! Let me see your hands, fucker! Don't you run from me! Don't you run from me! You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, so they rewatching my body cams and shit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm gonna say this. Send it to my Gmail, you know what I'm talking about? I'm gonna show the wife this one. Man, the wife wanna meet me like, oh yeah, you be knocking, you, how many bonus check you got this month? Shit, I got about 12. Making a killing out there, so I got used to that check. If I don't knock a nigga ass out, and you look, them bills ain't finna get paid, bro. So if I get a knockout a day, I'm already secure. Let me go on my first call. I want a domestic assault. Yeah, pull up at the scene, Trey Gang. I'm jumping up out that motherfucker with my gloves scrap. Where he at? He right here. But let me holler at you. I'm gonna tense his ass up, try to make his ass wrong. Look, I'm gonna come in there, look. I'm gonna shout out so many commands when I'm walking to her. Don't run, let me see your hands. Shut up, get down. He ain't gonna know what to do. He gonna be like, man, what you talking about? Now I'm confused the whole situation. Now I'm three-piecing his ass. He reaching, you know what I'm talking about? And that's how them police do, cause that's when they start talking about, I see a gun, and you know, cause they know they finna lose the fight, so this the crew call to get the officer jumped in, cause he finna get his ass whooped, and the body camera finna show that. The police can't fight, bruh. If you look at the police, they number some NFL linebackers. They ain't finna do number run and try to tackle your ass like they Ray Lewis and the Marshawn Lynch and them. You know, like they finna really get a big hit and wrap your ass up. They ain't number some wrestlers. You know what I'm talking about? Man, I seen the police officer. I'm like, damn, they train you about the chokehold, but they ain't even taught you how to throw the jab and the left hook. And then you got the bob and weave and head movement. They ain't got none of this shit. Look, you supposed to, before you get in the fight, you supposed to warm up, stretch out and shit. You know what I'm saying? The only thing they stretching out is that goddamn pepper spray can. You know what I'm talking about? So that's why I quit. You know what I'm talking about? And then when I quit the police department, now I'm up on the investigation. They talking about, look, the kush came up missing in the evidence room. Do you know something about it? I'm like, man, what y'all talking about? Then you got Nabom them. Y'all know who Nabom is. He was in the movie Negotiator. He the one that corrupt the files on me. Is searching my house. And then you got a police officer be like, oh, I think I found some, Captain. Now they in my house pulling out these fake ass documents. They done planted on me. You know what I'm talking about? And then now I'm going to court. They done hid all the files when I was knocking niggas ass out, getting them check bonus. And I'm like, the captain told me that if I knock niggas ass out, I can get bonus check. Then they understand to me, we don't know nothing about it. We just see video, audio of him misusing force, disorderly conduct, and all this shit. But so I like, man, fuck these laws, but I did take that kush though. And some more other shit. Glocks came up missing, Draco. They even write me up because they talking about they found them bud seeds in the car because you know they got to clean our cruisers up. They're like, man, look at all the paraphernalia. I'm like, that ain't my shit. You know, I transported, look, that's why all that shit in the back seat. But yeah, gang, I'm gonna go and get on up at this junk. Man, look, man, we done spilled some tea on these folks, and everything ain't even allegedly. It's all facts and receipts. You know what I'm talking about? And I'm so glad that my story still ain't never changed. We just confused about in certain time frames of the situation. But I believe we caught up now. Because I could actually put some video together. You know, if I just sit down and take times out and just really want to do a documentary, boy, it's a blockbuster. Everybody got paperwork on them. Everybody been through lawsuits on them. Everybody done hired the same lawyers and attorneys in cahoots with these people. You know what I'm talking about? That's what I said, Beverly. It's like it's training day on another level. Cause all they doing is founding these private investigation company and giving all the corrupt detective, you know what I'm saying, positionings. And collecting $100,000 in money just to file bogus paperwork claims, and you know what I'm talking about. Cause they needed these people in play, and just that. Cause look, you know the police always gonna be up to some corruption. So you gonna need lawyers. You gonna need some friends that's corrupt, bro. And you gonna need some friends in play. Cause you gonna need people that get you out of trouble. This ain't like black people make friends with anybody. They don't even benefit you. But a businessman, all his friends, they benefit him in some type of way. You see what I'm saying? He messed with this person because he benefiting from this person. This a lawyer right here. I'm good friends with him. Whenever I need some help and get myself out of the jam, I can always go to him. And he knows somebody. If he can't get me out of the situation, he knows somebody else that knows somebody else can make it even more better. You see what I'm saying? So look, y'all like and share this information. Cause the next time I go live, we finna spill some tea. You know what I'm talking about? We finna spill some tea. But yeah, I'll be back. Trey Gang love y'all, man. Y'all be cool. Y'all be safe and appreciate the Cash App gang and appreciate the new subscribers. Y'all hit that bell on. We'll be back. All right now. Okay now. Bye-bye now.